Hi, my name is CLA, and I'm going to talk about my community engagement experience. I volunteered every Thursday at Augsburg Fairview Academy, which is a charter school slash alternative school in South Minneapolis. And one of the things, obviously, I want to address is education is like the aspect of education is what I'm addressing for my social justice of my community engagement experience. I think education is important, and I applaud what these teachers are trying to do because they're trying to help students who didn't fit what who they're trying to help the students who didn't like the learning system in public schools. I would say or weren't comfortable with the learning system in public schools, and they needed like a better student to teacher ratio. So I think this is a great school so that because these teachers want to help the students and they won't leave the student behind, and it's a way for the students who are working 40 hours a week, 30 hours a week, that they can create their own schedule, kind of like college, and come to school and get their education, get the credits they need so they can go to college if they decide to, or if they can just get their high school diploma if they decide to. So I was blessed to be a part of this volunteer experience at the school because I was able to help many kids, and I know I needed help when I was a kid in high school, and I still need help now at times. Some of the readings that I remember, some of the readings that I read during this semester, and tried to compare it to my volunteering experience was Lamuro reading, which he was talking about multicultural education and how it can reduce prejudice views and prejudiceness. And I absolutely agree with that because I went to a very multicultural school, a very diverse school, and the school I volunteer at is very multicultural and diverse. And the kids get along great with each other. It, I think that's a great benefit, a great asset for any student to go to a multicultural school because you know the world is composed of all different races, genders, beliefs, religions, all that. And when you go for future, when you look for future employment, it's going to be the same thing, all different races, beliefs, genders, etc. Another reading I try to compare with the community engagement experience was the Peter Nagorja reading. I can't pronounce his name, but the Peter Nagora reading, where he talks about in order for the educational system to improve, especially towards African Americans, the teachers need to kind of see the points of view, like kind of see where the students are coming from. If they grew up in a hard background, like I said, if they're working a lot to support their families, so they can't just expect, they can't expect the same thing from one student from another student, which at my school they totally understand. They get that. They understand. They do a great job they do a great job at like doing that step. So last thing I want to talk about was the Miguel Fernandez. Cause I remember we talked about that in the quiz where he decided to work at a fast food joint so he can help support his mother or grandmother. I can't remember exactly, but I remember talking about it. And some of these kids work more than they go to school, and so they're kind of falling behind. But they still want to get their education. Just because they don't show up, you shouldn't think that they don't want to get their education. Maybe they're just trying to support their family and trying, just to get a better life for them and their family. So I'm gonna show you guys some clips of the community, some clips of the school, the students, the staff, and I hope anyone who watches this digital story enjoys it. Thank you.